This coming Sunday, Palm Sunday, April 5th, I want to give you an opportunity. For those who want to, for those who feel comfortable, we want you to celebrate what we're calling virtual communion. We know it's not ideal, but during this time that we can no longer physically meet, there are those who are longing for that communion, the bread and the wine, to have that intimacy and forgiveness, to have that tactile meal, to be able to experience the real presence of Christ. So in conversation with our church council at Christ Lutheran, we are offering these guidelines, again, for those who feel comfortable. First of all, when you're worshiping online, make sure that it is an authentic experience. That is, turn off the cell phone, don't be doing the laundry, don't be cooking, but engage with what's going on. Sing the song, say the prayers, go along with the confession. Second, find some special plate and a special cup that you can put some bread and wine in, and place it there on the coffee table or your dining table right there in front of you. Prepare that beforehand so that you're ready. And when it comes time for communion, one of the pastors there will say the words, and we want you to lift up the bread and hear these words: "This body is broken for you." And then lift up the cup of wine and hear these words: "This blood is shed for you." Now, we know it's not ideal, but during this time of crisis, it is the words, it is the believing heart, not a pastor actually touching the bread or touching the wine. It's the words and the believing heart that, while it's virtual, it makes it real and authentic. And then afterwards, invite the spiritual leader of the family to be able to commune, or you can commune one another, giving out the bread, maybe dipping it in the wine, and saying the words: "The body of Christ given for you, the blood of Christ shed for you." Again, it's not ideal, it's not the way that we'd like to do it, but during this time of being socially distant, it's a crisis. And it's a time in which, even though apart, we can remain together with the real presence of the body of Christ. Now, if you're not comfortable doing this, we don't want to force anybody. If you're at any point uncomfortable, during this distribution, I would ask you to do this. Find a bowl, a small bowl, and add some water. And instead of having the bread and wine, you put water on that table. And then during distribution, put your finger in that water and trace the cross on the forehead of each other and say very simply, "You are a child of God. You are loved. You are forgiven." Okay? Because in the waters of baptism, we receive that promise. You are a child of God. You are loved and you are forgiven. How long will this happen? We don't know. Every time it seems like it gets extended, doesn't it? But during this time of being apart, we want to offer, at least for those who want to, this gift of virtual communion. It's not ideal. And we look forward to that time in which we can gather together in the sanctuaries at all three campuses and say that by looking at each other's eyes, the body and the blood of Christ given and shed for you. In the meantime, we invite you to do this as a way to care for your families spiritually until that time in which we could be reunited. After this time is done, we'll circle back with you. And I'd like to hear how that went with you and your family with virtual communion. They may cancel us getting together, but they cannot cancel Holy Week. We're still going to meet Monday, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Good Friday at 7 o'clock, and again on Easter. We hope to see you online together. Thank you.